the other ladies back.
The rest of us supposed to be in here? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna handle all three matters together. She just had tickets. I think that's the only one with tickets. Let me see. Yes. Okay. Put this to the side. All right, ladies, I do need you to all state your names. Let me see if I can do this in order. 3, 2, and 6. Oh, defendant number 1 is not going. So I need Miss Watson and then Miss Chandler and then Porterfield. State your names.
Darnisha Watson, Cynthia Chandler. Carmen Porterfield.
All right. Okay, the court is calling case number 25059-68303, the people of the state of Michigan versus Darnisha Delenn Watson. Ticket number, case number 25059-68302. Oh, I did that backwards. People of the state of Michigan versus Tanea Marie Chandler, and case number 25059-68306. The people of the state of Michigan versus Armani Ayana Tajai Porterfield. All right, then, can we have appearances, please?
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Neighborhood Defender Service by Ashley Munger, P87788, on behalf of Tania Chandler.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Miguel Brico on behalf of Ms. Watson and Ms. Porterfield, respectively. Judge, my clients have both been advised of their constitutional rights. They both waived the formal reading complaint stand view.
Okay, and then how does your client stand, Miss?
Ms. Chandler waives the formal reading of the charges, stands mute as to them, and asks the court to enter a plea of not guilty.
All right, then, thank you. The court will enter a not guilty plea on behalf of Miss Watson, Porterfield, and Chandler. So, Ms. Coyle, how do you want to handle the bonds on these matters?
I'm gonna do one bond recommendation for all three and reasons why. Just as I did with the males. As to, I see Ms. Davis is not here, but Ms. Chandler, I don't see an adult criminal history. All I see is a 2020 refusal to obey a traffic order taken under HIDTA status. As Ms. Watson, a 2023 CCW taken also under HIDTA status. This case began because the allegations are that Ms. Davis is the mother of Ms. Chandler, believed that the complainant, who is a 16-year-old minor, stole money from her. And the allegations are that the minor was coming from McDonald's. She was dragged into a car. The defendant had a rifle in her hand. She was grabbed by the shirt, taken to a location, and women brought the minor up to the door, to the witness, asking where is Kamaya, and the witness told them she no longer lives here. I put her things out a week ago. So that witness says, they told the witness, we need Kamaya and our $20,000. That witness sees the defendants with she saw Chandler and Watson and Davis assaulting the complainant before putting her back in the car. Then we have the sister of the witness gave video footage to the police. The police then look at them. The Ms. Chandler appears to have a rifle style gun in her hand. She appears to take the ring camera off the mount to conceal her ID. She has a mask on at the time. Officers could see both the Jeep and the Chrysler 300. They do some tracking. They find that tracks back to an address on Woodside. The sister is there of the complainant, and she got a call from one of the defendants in which it says harm GF. The police locate the cars later, and Ms. Watson is the driver of that vehicle. There were two male passengers with that Ms. Watson. Ms. Watson was arrested. She had a .45 Glock on her.
I have my CPO, by the way. I've been there, my CPO.
Miss
And that-
Watson, may,
Ms.
Watson.
Watson, please don't speak on the arraignment. This is your defense attorney. I just don't want to say something that can be used against you. It's okay. Let us all finish. You may have opportunity to address your bond, court dates and conditions, but don't speak about your case with anybody, please.
Gotcha.
okay,
Officers
all right,
could
Miss.
track the cars back to an Apple-line address where all the defendants allegedly assaulted the 16-year-old. She states that she was repeatedly beaten with guns. She was beaten with a pole by Mr. Brown, which caused, to such an intensity, it caused her braces to break in her teeth. She blacked out. When she woke up, the officers were outside. It was declared a barricaded gunman situation type of thing. The defendants had told her if she would say anything when the police came to the door, they would kill her mom and her sister. They also allegedly made her wipe blood off of herself, and that blood was on a jacket that was later recovered by the police in that basement, which was covered with blood. The complainant was then taken to a hospital. She had injuries to her body. The police executed a search warrant at the location. There were firearms, ammunition recovered along with that jacket, Your Honor. Your Honor, the people believe that this is an aiding and abetting situation in which the complainant, who is a minor, was abducted at gunpoint. The gun was pointed toward her stomach. She was taken to several locations and assaulted. These are all adults, and based on the allegations, Your Honor, people believe that all the defendants working in concert and working alone pose a danger to this complainant as well as to the community. And for those reasons, I am asking for a $750,000 cash surety bond, as well as a tether house arrest if they are able to make bond. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rico. Well,
Your Honor, I'll allow Ms. Munger.
I was gonna say, Ms. Munger, you want to go first as it relates to Ms. Chandler?
Sure. Thank you. I appreciate it. So as to Ms. Chandler, understanding that these are serious charges, although at this point they are nothing more than allegations, and Ms. Chandler does deny the allegations as laid out by the people. But the defense does understand that the charges themselves are serious charges. We would, however, ask for a more moderate cash bond with a 10% provision for a few reasons. In regards to the bond factors, particularly in regards to danger to the community, Ms. Chandler has no assaultive history or convictions on her record. She is employed. She has her CDL, not to be confused with her CPL, which she also has, but she has her CDL, and she is employed as a truck driver driving local routes. She also has stable housing and an extended network of family support. And as to flight risk, Your Honor, Ms. Chandler doesn't object to a tether at this time, but she has no reason to leave Wayne County. Her entire family, both her mom's side and her dad's side, is in Wayne County. Understanding that her mom's side of the family is involved in the case, Ms. Chandler would go and stay with her dad's side of the family. Again, she also has a job, and she's a young mother of an infant child. So for these reasons, Ms. Chandler has every reason to stay in Wayne County and to attend all future court dates. And so for those reasons, Ms. Chandler would request a more moderate bond with the 10% provision.
All right, then. Thank you. I'll address all of them together. Mr. Rico, you want to go ahead?
Yes, Judge, first on behalf of Ms. Watson, Judge, I'm going to be asking for an amount much less than proposed by the people. I believe that this court can still fulfill their obligations of flight risk, engage the community, while also still doing it through the least restrictive means possible. The amount proposed by the people, Judge, would operate as a remand on this matter. Neither of my clients would be able to afford that. They would operate as pretrial detention indefinitely for them. Judge, Ms. Watson is a lifelong resident of this state. She's only 26 years old. Other than traffic, she indicates no prior criminal history to my office. She does work DoorDash. She does have certain medical issues, which are relevant under the court rule, and that is being seizures, Judge. I am asking you, Judge, to consider an amount much less than the proposed. On a dangerousness argument, I believe that there are other conditions that this court can fashion rather than an excessive amount of bond of $750,000 cash or. Now, Judge, on behalf of Ms. Porterfield, likewise, my client has lived in Michigan her entire life. She has no priors that she indicates to my office. And to be frank with you, Judge, after reading this incident report through and through, I'm not exactly sure why Ms. Porterfield is even involved on this matter. Much like one of the other co-defendants on the male side that I suggested, it seems that everybody here was charged with the same thing. You can see what sticks at exam. It's not the right way to do it, Judge. And to ask for the same bond amount to everybody involved in this case when they're not all similarly situated based on the incident report is also not right. Likewise, I'm asking for her to receive an amount much less than what the people have proposed. I have no objection to either my clients being on monitoring or on tether, Judge, in lieu of a high amount of cash bond. Again, I do believe this court has a different avenue, a less restrictive means of ensuring safety to the public, which does not involve an amount that high, Judge. Thank you for listening to my argument.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Core, I do have a question. It's my understanding based on the report that Ms. Chandler is found with a rifle style weapon. Ms. Watson, other than was identified as all defendants, is she listed, identified specifically related to any particular action?
You want me to go back and find where she's related to all these actions? My understanding, she was also in the car with them as they were, let me see. I gotta go find you're asking me to go back in.
Ladies, everybody at the DDC should not be talking about their case. That's the number one thing you shouldn't do when the prosecutor's on the screen.
Yeah, she's there. They're in the car. She's one of the abductors. Okay. Before the complaint was put back in the car, the witness observed the following, was later identified as Tanyana Chandler. Darnisha Watson, described as wearing a pink hoodie, and Tiara Davis, the mother, described as wearing a red hoodie, physically assault the complainant before putting her back in the red Jeep. The witness also observed another vehicle, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, the reason is when you look at this, it would, to me, it's nonsensical to give a different bond amount for each defendant based on the fact they're equally situated in a joint enterprise. This is, they all go to the McDonald's. They're all together. Well, Ms. Chandler has the gun. They're all assaulting Mr. Clayton. They all then take her to a location. They all then assault her on video. They all then go to the Apple Line address, introduce them to the males, and then the IR talks about them all assaulting. They're charged as aiding and abetting each other. And actually the women here set the plan in motion by picking this minor up from a McDonald's and then putting her in a car and holding her at gunpoint. They point the gun at her stomach. So to say that Ms. Watson does nothing, she's in for a penny, in for a pound. That's ridiculous to say that she's just merely present. So that's not a very good argument to make in that situation. They're all three right there against one. They bring her up to the door and say, basically, if you aren't going to give up the money, we're going to kill her and her sister and her mom. So that's what this is all about. Ms. Davis is the mom who's looking, and these two young women are also involved in it just as hard as the mom. So for me, I believe that all of them are equally culpable because they all together make it happen.
If I
right.
may just briefly,
Briefly.
yes, I will be brief. I just, as to Miss Chandler and really as to all three of these women, I take issue with the people representing these allegations as facts. We can't say that any of these things, we have not even had a probable cause conference. And I would like to just remind us all that these, at this point, these are allegations. These are not to be taken. And all three of these young ladies are presumed innocent until proven guilty, the facts of the offense or the facts of the alleged offense are only one factor out of many to be considered when we're talking about bond. And at the end of the day, we're most concerned with flight risk and danger to the community. To the extent that allegations go to danger to the community, they are one of many things to be considered, along with what the defense attorneys have placed on the record today.
Well, that's a nice lecture, but we all, I think, understand what these are allegations by all parties and not facts.
Ms. Correa,
So, okay, I'm
Correa.
done. It's been a long day, Your Honor. I apologize. We've been here since
Okay,
8.
so they all know, they have a right to argue, whether you disagree with it, then that's one thing and stuff, but they have a right to assert defenses on behalf of their clients. And it is difficult sometimes when you have people that are clumped together, and when you say defendants with an S, and if a specific person isn't identified, all defendants, but, again, at the exam, it will be flushed out, I'm assuming, as to what this specific individual is alleged to have done, if anything. But for now, we are setting bonds. The court has had an opportunity to review the report. It is quite troubling. I'm not certain what was going on. This all seems to arise out of money being stolen. But at the end of the day, we have a minor child that was assaulted, and one of the main parties involved, the mom is not present today, so we have these 3 individuals. As it relates to Ms. Chandler, Chandler's being represented by Ms. Munger. And Ms. Munger, I don't know if you put your P number on the record, but we do need that.
I think I did say it, but it is P87788.
Okay.
And
All
Ms.
right,
Coyle, if you
thank you
don't
for that.
mind, I can put my email on the chat if you don't mind forwarding me discovery, or Mr. Brico. Thank you.
I now work for the city of Detroit. I'm not APA. I can't give you discovery. You have to go through the normal channel. Sorry.
That's understood. I'll reach out to Mr. Brico. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, she's just here for the arraignment. Okay, so let's move along. As for Ms. Tanea Chandler, the court will set. She has no assaultive history. Court is gonna set $100,000 cash surety bond. And tether, if that bond is posted with a curfew of 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Same for Miss Watson and Miss Porterfield, $100,000 cash surety bond. And if the bond is posted, curfew with tether, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. And while you ladies, while this matter is pending, not to possess or purchase a firearm or any other dangerous weapon, and you're not to have contact with the complaining witness, the minor in this matter, directly or indirectly. Is that understood?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that the bonds are unaffordable, Ms. Munger?
Excuse me,
Yes,
Judge.
Judge, they are.
And as well, Judge Davis.
Okay, so hold on, I haven't given court dates yet. Bonds are unaffordable. Bond redetermination hearing will be on Tuesday, September the 2nd at 9 a.m. before Judge McConigal or Judge Williams. All right,
Understood. Thank you.
and the probable cause conference for all 3 scheduled for September the 10th at 8:30. That'll be before Judge Jefferson by Zoom. All 3 have the right to a preliminary examination, which is scheduled for September the 16th at 8:30 in person in the 36th District Court. All right, then that concludes this matter.